Not go live. Tune in. What's up? What's going on? What's up, Lions Man? What's up, Solly? What's up, Arlette? Ray? All right, let me go live on Instagram now. Greetings. What's up, man? What's up? What's up, new? What's up, Nubian? You're lying? What you mean? What am I lying about? What's up, Tyron? What am I lying about? What's up, Haley? What am I lying about? Some comments on live and filtered protect community experiences. Okay. Oh, incentive. Sorry. I think you talking about yourself that you have in the back. Sorry? Neither are YTs. No, they don't. Huh? Neither are YTs. What?
Yeah, I think Indians stink. Not gonna lie. Last time I saw an Indian guy was at a 7-Eleven and he's trying to be sly. I told him, like, why?
Trash. That shit trash. Boo. Trash. That shit trash.
What's good, Brody?
What's up?
To answer tonight's topic, no, American Indians don't have one look. They have multiple phenotypical looks. What scientists and archaeologists have shown so far that the fossil records show that American Indians look like either Asians or Australoid Pacific Islander Negroes, and even some people in Africa. But the consensus with these everyday YouTubians and these armchair scholars, they want you to believe that America was this Carolinius red crayon ethno state and that all niggas are just from a black sub-Sahara border that Eurocentrics created. When a lot of these European explorers kept writing down in their works, stop it, beam, that they kept finding these Negroid people everywhere. Everywhere that they colonized, they used the term Negro to define a person of a melanoid hue. It's interchangeable with that word Indian, which also means a person of the melanated hue.
You got a violation. I'm about to drop you and bring you back up. All right, they clear the stage. Well, guess the violation. Yeah, please be mindful of your language when you come up here. I guess because he said the N word, the N-E word. Because he said the N-E word. What's up, I? The mind is here. No, but you African mix, not pure Native American by any means at all. What's up, I? There's a persecution. Well, they ain't happen over here. I ain't got nobody to persecute. So, where's your provider? Who's up here? I know Ginger was up here. No, let me bring Tyrone back up.
And I'm back. What's good? So is this a discussion about Native Americans or people from India?
The people of America.
Native Americans?
Yeah, the Americans.
Okay. Well, I find myself in what I feel to be a precarious position as a white teen woman with Native American children and grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
What,
How did that happen, Ginger?
What's that?
It happened. Your son or daughter married a Native American.
I married a Native American, so all my children are Native and all my grandchildren are Native.
Oh wow! Where's your husband from?
He's from Michigan, Traverse City, Michigan.
Cool.
Yeah. And I feel very offended when people call me white tea because I consider myself a Native American mother.
Oh Lord.
Oh, okay.
Because my children and grandchildren are all Native American.
Right.
I do it. Darvin, can you do it? I don't have the strength.
I mean, I ain't gonna knock with she's okay. What tribe is your husband?
Grand Traverse Band, Little Traverse Bay Band, and Little River Band.
Okay, little river band. Okay, cool. What's up, Frenchie? Cool. So, do you believe that the indigenous American people have one look?
Have what?
One look.
I do not.
Do you believe that someone that be on what? All right, she said Native American. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Actually, each Native American tribe have their own look. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There's only one Native American. It's crazy how you say different Native Americans got different looks. I don't even know how that works. But
each tribe.
I thank the host
has
for
a different
welcoming me
genetic
in, right?
look.
So I'd like to thank you, host. And two, you say you got a Native American man, you married to one. And
Yes.
Traverse City is like up north.
Oh yeah.
Like Mount Pleasant and all of that. I've been those places. I'm from Michigan as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So I like to ask you, is he like light skinned, yellow? Or
Oh
is
no. He's very dark Native American.
I mean, that still ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
That still ain't got nothing to do with me, Haley.
I would agree.
Yeah, but all the Native Americans is in Michigan though, and that's the crazy part about it.
Native
And
Americans
they fight each other every day.
That's not true. They're all over the United
No,
States.
you can say what you want to say, but
That's
when
like
they
you're
got
not even
pushed out of
native. How are you
Utah,
even speaking for the native
They're all
community
over
when
the
you're not
Native
even
Community.
that?
David, shut the fuck up, nigga. Watch your
now
fucking
look at
mouth.
all the
Is that
haters,
what
host.
you're-
Host, you
Fuck
see
you,
all the
bro.
haters?
Watch your
I'm
shit,
sorry, host.
bald headed.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Hold on, don't act like, don't start, start. I know we got, yeah.
They
You don't wanna
hate
get started.
natives.
Is it
They
okay
hate
if I ask a
natives.
question
See,
to
I see
Ginger
they do.
real
'cause
quick?
Ginger, they hate natives.
Hold on, watch it. Where are my moderators?
careful.
Like, mute people up, please. I can't mute everybody at once. But yeah, who hates Native Americans? Who said that?
King David, people, the American Indians that are black people that are claiming to be American Indians.
How do we hate natives?
You say we're uneducated dogs,
did I
live
call
on
you that?
reservations, dirty.
When did I say that?
No, the whole
What?
the whole movement of
The whole movement. When did I say that? I'm right here. When did I tell me when I said that?
because you say you say black people are the real indigenous people.
When did I say that either? When did I say that?
Literally, it's on your description of this live. It says black people are indigenous.
Yeah, indigenous, cool.
So
Indigenous.
they are.
Yeah, we're indigenous. Yeah, what that mean? We're actually not even indigenous. If you want to make a better term, we're aboriginal.
To where?
America. What do you think?
That's exactly. Yeah.
Are you a direct descendant of an Aboriginal American?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I'm from the bloodline of the
It's
name
all
you
over
see
my page.
right on
Hold
my
on, one
King
profile
David,
now.
stop fucking lying.
Hold on,
You
one
sorry
second,
piece
one
of
second.
Oh
shit,
my
nigga.
god. He's a
Y'all
black
hush.
Israelite.
I'm trying to speak. Like, damn, respect me when I'm trying to speak. I'm the host. The fuck? I don't know why I gotta keep asking niggas to respect when I'm speaking.
Your foreheaded ass up, bitch.
Man, you sound sassy to the motherfucker. Get your sissy ass off my stage.
Host, is it okay if I ask Ginger a question real quick?
No, I'm speaking. Like, I literally just said, why would you ask me to speak when I'm speaking?
Why would you even accept me up, bitch? Like the fuck? Drop
Like,
me then,
get your
faggot.
musty
Weird
ass off my.
ass.
Get your musty
You're
ass.
African.
I ain't
You're
gonna lie
not
to you.
us. You're
I ain't
African.
gonna
You're
lie,
not
David.
us.
That was
Ginger.
kind of feminine energy you just
Like,
gave out, bro.
like you musty as hell. Like, get the fuck off my stage. Like, why would you ask? And when I just went off about speaking, not being able to speak, then ask to speak. Like, no, you're not gonna speak. The fuck?
Bro was raised by a
What are
single
you talking
mother.
about? What are you talking about?
You acting like a fucking bitch.
I act like a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
How?
Interrupt me. Like, just fucking talk. Make your point.
Show some fucking respect and not be musty. How about that? Do I have to pull out the tussy early?
You're mad, bro. You're fucking mad for no
I'm not.
reason.
How am I mad? When I asked you to respect when I'm speaking, would you do that if I was in your face? No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
No one's saying
Like,
anything.
don't try
just
to
bitching.
act. Don't act.
You're just
Don't
bitching.
act. Don't try to act tough now because you got a keyboard. Like,
You're
no.
bitching. You're still
I'm not
bitching.
bitching about what? I asked you to respect me. Now, why? Now you're bitching about me bitching. So who's the bitch now, bitch? Bitch. You
Drop
stop.
me
You
then,
see how?
fucking
Yeah.
pussy.
Now get the fuck off.
Drop
the
me
stage,
then, pussy.
stupid ass. You bitching about me bitching. So who's the bitch now, bitch? How about that?
I don't know what's going on with them, host, but go ahead.
and your stupid ass in my request. Your stupid ass still in my request. You still gonna be in my live bitching about me bitching. Stupid ass. Now it's time to. I'm gonna talking how y'all niggas deserve to be talked to now. How about that? Who just joined? All right, where you from, Texas, mate? I heard you say something.
I'm from Morocco.
You're from Morocco. What you got to do with this American conversation?
I mean, I was born in America, bro. I'm an American, right? And
I'm from here. No, you're not American. You're Moroccan.
All right, that's a bet. So who is American? Just people born here or Aboriginals?
People that are Aboriginal here. That's what it applies to. That's what the definition applies to.
So white Americans are not American, right?
No, they're not.
All right, I can get behind that, right? They're Europeans.
Yeah, they're Europeans. So
what about the natives? I know the natives come from. I know the natives come from Asia.
They don't even have a name, so I don't even know what to call them.
Anglo-Saxons or some shit. I don't know.
It depends. Whatever they ethnicity.
Yeah, whatever they're from. If they're from Germany, then they're German. Fucking, I don't know, Americans, I guess. Nah, so so the natives or whatever, what people call natives, right? I'm guessing that's not what you call them, but what people call natives that came to America, like, do you believe that they came from Asia?
Some of them, some yeah, some no.
So
No, bro, I don't believe none of that. What I believe is that when they unalived the king of this land, the first people that the indigenous people greeted over here on this land was the Siberian Asians through the Bering Strait. And then later on down the line, the Spaniards came, and that's when a lot of problems started happening. And then the Europeans came behind them, and there was a lot of massacres.
I mean, the Spaniards are European, though, so it's the same.
Oh yeah, they're the same people, bro. But
Yeah.
guess here's the thing. Let me tell you something. There's no people with pale skin. So you saying that like you're trying to make a point about them being white. People was never white.
Who? Spaniards?
The real Spaniards and the real Europeans and the real Asians. None of them was white. All right. None of them was yellow or anything like that. Through grafting is how these people came. So this is their children that they are protecting. But I just told you how they all got over here. And they only been over here for 47 years now. 2026 is going to be their 250th anniversary.
You talking about the natives?
So they've been over here for 249 years, bro.
Hold on. So if the Native Americans come from Asia and you said the real Asians were
I
black,
never said they
how does
came
that-
from over there. That's
Huh?
not what I said.
Well, that's what the host said. And you hopped on
No,
and started
he
talking as
didn't
if
say
you
that
agreed.
neither. You asked him a question. He said some of them did come from over there, meaning
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, some
Meaning these Aboriginal people who inherited, okay, the whole entire land. Okay, that's all he was saying, bro. That's
All right,
not
bro.
saying a yellow Asian came
No,
from
of
over
course
there and
not,
that's
bro.
a native person.
Bro, of course they're not yellow Asians, bro. Asia is not just filled with yellow Asians, bro. Have you ever seen an Indian or a Middle Eastern or a Mongolian, bro? They don't look like that. But yeah, bro, look, I got you. I'm following. So there was people here in Americas before the natives got here, right?
The whole land was it's still one big landmass, bro.
But
They
you
only
said, but you said it was a king that got whatever
Yeah,
unalive.
man, don't you see my name?
No, I mean I see it says king. Yeah.
Yeah, that's who got unalive. Do you know who the real Emmett Till? Do you know who Emmett Till is really for real, bro? Do you
Bro, I
who
know.
he really
Hey,
is?
look, bro. Don't try to like change Emmett Till's story, bro. I know
Nah,
who Emmett Till
don't
is. I read his
tell
book,
me
dog.
what to do if you want history.
Well, I know who, because you're asking me like, do I know the real Emmett Till, bro? I know
Yeah,
who
do you
Emmett
know who
Till
he
is. You
is,
talking about the
really?
kid?
Yeah, do you know who
Talking about
he
the
really
kid from
is?
Chicago?
Do you know who he really is, bro?
What's
Nah.
up, friend?
All right, then, bro. But guess what? Let me tell you something. He
I'm
got
guessing you're gonna tell
unalived
me.
at the same age as King Louis. He got unalived at the same age as King David. He got unalived at the same age as these individuals, bro. King Tut. Now let me tell you something.
Emmett Till was
Emmett
like
Till was-
14 years old, bro. What are you talking about?
Right. So let me tell you the story, son. King Tut
All right.
got unalived at what age? 14.
No.
What are you talking about, bro? King Tut was the one who is the pharaoh who inherited the whole Egypt, bro, the land, bro. So what are you talking about, bro? And then let me tell you something.
King Tut died when he was 18, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, bro. I'm not about to argue with you, bro.
Well, don't argue with me then. How about you just put me on, bro? Why you getting
All
mad
right, and I'm
for?
trying to do that, bro,
You
but you
coming
cutting
off
me
a little
off.
feminine, bro. You got some feminine energy in your heart, bro.
All
Just
right,
relax,
man, whatever
big
you
dog.
say, bro. If it make you feel better, then
I mean, you kind of
great.
are, bro. You getting all weird on me, bro. Talking about Emmett
All I
Till.
said is, oh my God, bro. You cutting me off while I'm talking. You don't find irritation in that, bro?
All right, whatever.
What's up, Alondra?
Right, bro.
Man, let's get the likes out. Let's get the 5,000 likes. Yeah, come on.
Now,
Yeah.
like I was saying, bro, King Tut, bro, was unalive at the age of 14, bro. He was the pharaoh of the land, bro. Now, let me tell you something about this. 1 + 4 = 5. When he got unalive, who is Emmett Till, King Tut, King Louis, King David, all right? That's when the 5 Indian nations came into play. Now, let me tell you something else. 14 - 1 = 13. The 13 colonies, bro. All right? Like,
Okay,
I don't know what you...
I'm sorry
I don't know
to
what you-
interrupt your flow, bro.
I mean, I don't know
but-
why you coming at me like as if I'm supposed to understand all this shit and like this is supposed to be acceptable, bro. Like you coming off as if I'm the dumb one here, bro. Like at least try to put me on game, at least, bro. But don't say it all condescendingly like I'm supposed to know all this shit, bro. Like, come on, bro. David, bro, do you agree with this stuff or what, David? I mean, Darvin, my bad.
I'm trying to figure out what's being said for me to agree to that.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Just continue, King. I feel like you about to land your plane soon, bro. I can feel it.
Yeah, I was just talking about how the original people of the land is the true people of the land. But instead of all of that I was going to say, I like to say if the real natives, who is the natives, right? How is it that if they the natives and they got their land, right, then why is this still going on about who is the real true people of the land? That don't make no sense to me. Like, because the people who calling themselves the natives is the ones who controlling everything right now. So if they the ones who inherited their land, why is they still talking about black people being the true people of the land? That don't even make sense. And then here's another thing. When they say black people have no culture, no language, no nothing, they proving a point. Because them was the only people that they kept records of who got robbed of the essence of them. They language, they land, they culture, and everything. So when you sit there and you tell a black person, oh, you this, that, you proving their point.
King David, what's
Because
culture?
they only kept records on them people. They didn't keep records on everyone else in the world.
King David, what's culture?
something you don't have, something that was taught and passed down to you.
That doesn't answer my
That's what
question.
culture is.
Oh, you're talking
Culture is
culture.
culture is something that you traditionally do.
Oh, it's
Yeah, I
'cause you
know
said
what it is.
culture.
I know exactly what it is. It's just
Wow.
it's just
Peace and love.
it's the
Peace
fact that
and
he's being
love.
sarcastic. You know
Peace
what I'm
and love.
saying?
Host, how you doing, host?
Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to ask you, like, could you ask them why do they think that natives is the same things as Americans and Indians? Why do natives think that that's the same thing and they don't even fit the description? Not even the definition.
I mean, folks conflate the two because Native Americans is the more politically accepted term, and then they don't even
But
like.
do they understand that if you're born here and you live here, that you're a native no matter what?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, bro. You only Aboriginal by blood. Just because you born somewhere don't make you a part of nothing.
Let me give you an example.
No. I'm
I'm
hearing
not talking
what
to
you're
you, brother.
saying.
I'm talking to
I don't care, bro.
Excuse me, can I
You
finish talking to
stated
host?
what you said, bro. And what I'm
Let me
telling
give
you
you an
is,
example.
just because you're trying to say somebody born somewhere don't make you
Let me
anything.
give you an example, host.
I mean, if you're born in New York, that means you're a
Let me
native.
give you an
No,
example.
bro, it don't. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead. I'm
My mother is born in Arkansas. My dad
conversation.
born in Mississippi, but I'm born in Chicago, right? So when they moved to Chicago, that makes them that don't mean that I'm from Arkansas or down south, right? That makes them a native of Chicago, right? Just to give you an example. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm trying to get to is that they hijacked the whole word, period. They just hijacked the whole entire word and just kept it for themselves. If you look up the definition of these words, they don't even fit the description of it.
I mean, but who gave them those words, bro? I think that was Europeans, wasn't it?
Man, the Nigerian people did all of this shit.
Native American.
I thought Native Americans.
These are words that's in the dictionary. You got to look at the etymology of these words. These people just took a whole word and just claimed it for themselves.
We've been here. Hold on. For one, even so-called Native Americans don't even call themselves Native.
Exactly.
You got Russell Means, for example.
I mean, the new ones now.
You got Russell Means of American Indian Movement said that he doesn't call himself a Native American because he doesn't go by this political correct shit, and he knows the history behind that word because the name Native American came from a bunch of white supremacists trying to delineate from Europe.
See, I don't even listen to
It's
people.
It's an anglicized version of
nobody.
American
Listen,
Indian.
this name has always.
It's an anglicized version of American Indian. That's what it is.
So telling me that somebody who can only think because the son Jacob.
It's not an anglicized anything, bro.
It literally almost means black. Almost.
No, it's not an anglicized anything.
You got people that's high yellow, almost white, talking about the Indian when the word
it basically. Let's let Imhotep speak. He's the only person that came in that haven't spoke yet, man.
It means black, basically.
No, it doesn't.
You got people.
Y'all niggas just want to fight. These two right here, they just want to fight.
You got people who just like to just keep talking. You know what I'm saying? It must.
Just relax, yo. Like, come on. I don't feel like hearing people bicker, dude.
Hey, peace, Darby family. Peace to the panel. I hope everybody, you know what I'm saying, having a good night. Man, I just want to say to these natives, at the end of the day, it's so much that comes with the American continent. Somebody was saying that they were referring to Wisconsin and that they found some type of boats. Hey, what about the pyramids in Wisconsin? What about the people from Wisconsin being sent to have to run? A lot of those tribes ran to the south. What about the whole thing about all throughout the Americas about being reclassified to Negro, blacks, and colors? Y'all never want to talk about the actual atrocities what has happened in America. Y'all never want to talk about when was y'all sent to the Caribbean islands on the slave trade. You don't want to talk about the New Mexican and Arizona slave trades, even in the West. Every time I ask one of you Native Americans, you say, I never been enslaved. How does somebody kick in your door and you've been fighting for 500 years and you don't have a some type of history of fighting for your land or going to the plantation, which is a prisoner of war? The genealogy not matching, the story not matching, the description not matching, nothing not matching. Here, your own chiefs are on record saying they didn't build the pyramids over and over again. Y'all hop on TikTok and try to say, oh, we built the mounds and pyramids trying to compete with us, but you're going to fuck yourself up because when they go in the pyramids, they have people who had artifacts with people with big nose and big lips all throughout this continent. So stop with the cap. When was you guys reclassified to Negroes, blacks, and colors and went on a slave trade and sent to the Caribbean islands and Europe and all over the world? And we just want to know that. That's what I want to know. Can y'all explain that when y'all was reclassified to Negroes, blacks, and colors? Because it actually happened in this land, all throughout this land. And this is a fact. This is not speculation. This is facts. So we like to
big facts.
I got a family. I was about to say, I got Chief. I know I'm related to Chiefs that happened to. So this happened to Chiefs. What happened to the regular common folks? What's up? We got Taylor.
Well, they don't be having nothing to say.
Hello. About what? I just joined, my bad.
Who calling themselves natives? They just don't be having nothing to say when they get asked those questions that
Because
Imhotep.
we are, the DNA proves so.
What did
What about the millions of bodies in the sea, though?
One second. Slow down. Who's talking? Who's talking?
Or Tyler, I mean. That was Tyler.
All right,
yeah, Tyler, whatever.
What about the millions of chained up bodies in the sea?
Can you prove
Those were declared slaves from Africa.
Let me speak. Goddamn.
Oh, go ahead, Darby.
All right. Yeah. What chained up people?
The millions of bodies in the sea.
Millions of bodies.
Who are those people?
You never seen that.
Exactly. Who did they trace back to?
But you tell us. You the one who
crazy
mentioned
how
it.
you guys are forgetting about them. You
No,
said you never would.
You natives a question, bro, and you mentioned that. You stated that.
Exactly. Search it up. You don't know shit. But you're trying to debate on this. They trace back to Africa. They trace back to Africa.
Okay, if they're in the sea, if they're in the sea,
you asked me. You asked me, and I answered.
God damn.
Well, they preserve the sea, preserve their bodies.
God damn, stop speaking.
Where were they going, and where did they come from?
What the fuck?
I'm at one bar.
Like, God damn.
Beautiful.
What's I about to say? If they're all in the sea, how do we descend from those people? I was about to say, if we're all in the sea, how do we descend from those people? If they're all in the sea, they never made it to land.
Realistically, if you think about it, there's really nothing wrong with white supremacy.
Oh my God! Like,
funny, bro. He up here for entertainment, dog.
I don't want to.
Can I ask you a question, Taylor? Because we got a valid question out, and it seems like, are you Native American?
No.
You Mexican.
Tyler, Tyler, however you want to pronounce your name.
Told me that.
Can you tell us your ethnicity?
You Mexican.
Yeah, I'm Native American Indian.
What tribe?
Okay, now we getting somewhere. Go ahead, Imhotep.
Hold on, what tribe?
Okay, now what state are you? Can you just tell us what state? You don't have to go to city. Just what state are you from?
You said Columbus?
You're African. What are you trying to prove?
No, I'm asking the
What
question.
tribe are you, Taylor?
Yeah, Columbus.
What tribe are you?
What is going on?
What tribe are you?
I'm Anishinaabeg.
Okay, cool.
What tribe are you?
From where? What tribe am I? Powhatan. Piscataway. You ever heard of them?
Who?
Huh? You ever heard of them?
Who?
You ever heard of the Powhatan and the Piscataway?
That's a bit dunk.
Huh?
That's been debunked a bunch of times. We're not from Siberia.
What?
He's the everybody knows who the
Confusion, man. That's what he's doing. He causing confusion.
I answered 3 times. No, I don't know who they are. Who?
You don't know who they are?
He don't know history.
So how are you going to tell us we're not something you don't even know?
I don't know. What's the Indian Act?
Exactly. But the thing of it is, the question is,
what's the Indian Act? I don't know history. What's the Indian Act?
What Indian is multiple Indian acts? What are we talking about?
I did. I don't know where that is. I don't know who they are. I've never heard of them. It's made up.
You never heard of them? Oh, so how are you going to claim somebody not something? We don't even know all the tribes. Taylor.
What do you mean? You're from a different tribe?
All right, yeah, I'm from
a made up tribe. There's over 200 from America to Canada.
It's over 1,000 in North America.
These are the people that was allowed to buy.
No, there's only 200 tribes.
How doesn't he know the famous?
Why did these two guys keep talking over
These
him?
are remnants of Chinese people came on the Pacific slave trade. They can't.
That's been debunked time and time again. That's been debunked. Your DNA being traced back to Africa hasn't. What are you talking about?
I'm about to start clearing the stage. Like, come on, bro.
Yo, just 2 people at a time.
What did you say?
He said he a $5 Indian.
What did you say, Taylor?
He's been debunked.
You don't even know what that means.
What's been debunked?
At least we got paid for being alive.
What's been debunked? Sir?
You didn't get paid for all the work you guys did.
Let's
talk about that.
Taylor, why are you deflecting? What's been debunked?
Where did runaway slaves run to?
Where did they go, Taylor?
Where did runaway slaves run to?
Taylor, where did they go? You tell us.
And that's where your DNA traces back to. Cope.
DNA. Taylor,
And stay on topic with the host, bro.
What, dude? Come on. What?
I can't answer back. They keep talking over.
Like,
I
dude,
can't hear you.
Stop cutting me off, dude. Like, I'm tired of getting cut off. I'm asking you to stop cutting me off. God damn.
Kick Keith, Tyson, all three of them.
No, I'm talking to you, Taylor.
They're just causing
Where did they go,
tension,
Taylor?
Nothing.
Where did they go?
All right.
Huh? Where did they
Where
go?
did who go? Who did who?
Where did the runaway
I'm at
slaves
low
go,
connection.
Taylor?
I'm at one bar.
Where did the runaway slaves go?
They went to Native American tribes.
What tribes? Name them.
If you know your history, you would know that. What do you mean?
If I know my history, then tell me.
All
if I don't
types.
know my history, then tell me, Taylor. You know, right? Where do they go?
I'm not a part of their tribes. I'm from Canada. I'm not from America.
So why are you speaking on United States tribes if you're from
To
Canada?
tribes, to Native American tribes.
If you're from Canada,
Why are you speaking on Native Americans when you're not Native American?
Why are you speaking on the United States tribes?
Why don't you have long hair like Native Americans, like it's documented?
All Native Americans have long hair.
Why don't you have straight hair like documented Native Americans?
I got a good question.
Why are you nappy headed?
Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. Why would people need to straighten their hair if it was already straight, Taylor?
Gone.
He's gone.
I told they trolls. They come in here and they listen for a minute and they, you know what I mean, that they strike and they cut out.
Why did I got straight thinned out hair like us Mexicans?
If you don't know who the Powhatans is, that's a red flag right there because everybody know who that is.
There's over 4 continents and countries with people with straight hair, with
Taylor,
only one
answer my question.
continent that has black people with curly hair. You prove nothing. Get the fuck out of this.
Why would Indians straighten their hair? Come on, bro. I'm trying to speak. I'm trying to speak, bro. Cut. I asked you a question. You came up and didn't answer.
And these two bums keep interrupting.
All right, cool. I was about to say. So, if people were straightening their hair, right? Why would people need to straighten their hair that was already straight, Taylor?
So why does it matter what tribe though?
No. Why?
People don't have to.
Their hair, Taylor.
People don't have to.
Taylor,
people from like over 4 countries and continents don't have to.
Can you shut up? Answer the question. Why would people straighten their hair?
Why
would can you stop? You're about to get dropped. Stop over talking me. Shut up and listen. If you're supposed to be more knowledgeable, right?
Keep getting muted.
Then shut the fuck up. How about that? Learn to shut the fuck up. Golly, bro.
I am. What are you talking about? I'm answering your question.
Shut up.
Why you keep muting me?
Then shut up.
Okay, so ask it. Like, what are you talking about?
Are you you talk every time I start talking? Shut up and listen.
Shut up.
All right, cool. Now, if tribes were straightening their hair,
I answer your question.
All right, get the fuck off the stage. Get the fuck off the stage.
I told
Why do y'all
you.
wait to start talking while I'm talking? And y'all supposed to be intellectual? And y'all supposed to be intellectual, right? Y'all supposed to know more than us, but y'all can't shut the fuck up when someone's talking. That don't make sense.
We knew this was gonna happen, you know. We knew this shit was gonna happen, man.
But see, that's what happens when you deal with animals, though.
Yeah.
Man, you can't.
That's what happens.
I'll be back.
When you deal with animal DNA, that's what happens.
Mm.
That's what happens. I think there's another one at the top right there.
Native American real
Bro, you breaking up, man. Can't even hear you. Yeah, he cut out.
But in the end, yo, in the end, the sun will say it all, and those who cannot stand the radiation of the sun will not be here no longer. So they can say everything they want, man. They can say all these words, pretendians, and all these fucked up little fucking phrases they're coming with. But in the end, it won't matter because they're not going to be able to stand the energies that are coming every single moment. You know what I'm saying?
I already know what's coming. They gonna be running for their life.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know.
But it's deep because you can see it in their skin, like the you know what I'm saying, they don't possess the primordial essence, you know what I'm saying? It can't be faked.
When you only got field melanin is animal DNA. So and if you want to call that melanin, then you can call it that, I guess. But that's not no melanin to me.
All right. What's up? Who's in the request? Anybody in the request? What's up, hey Woody? Y'all want me to come up? Come up and bye. Catch you next time. Talk about culture. Y'all talk. Why nobody talking?
They talk about culture vulture.
Yeah, what's up, Miss Thinker?
But I was gonna let them vent.
You could have talked at any time, bro.
I was about to say, if y'all on the panel, what's up? But yeah, Miss Thinker from TikTok, from Twitter, she came over. Appreciate you coming through. Yeah, the goddamn people don't know how to shut the fuck up earlier. Like, bro, come on, like, this is a disservice to the audience when y'all don't shut up when other people are talking. Like, come on, bro. I don't know why people decide to act like hyenas on my panel.
Some people get too passionate about the truth, I guess.
Trash can. We're trying to get that stuff out of the trash can.
No more Mexicans, man.
I guess they might all left. You see, they can't answer nothing. They can't answer no questions like look up the tribes. Mm-hmm. Like, if you know it, then tell us. Why are you saying you know something? You know history. You can't tell us what happened.
They don't even know what happened when their mother and their father and their father and their mother. They don't even know that shit.
What's up, grandson? If you don't know what you talking about. They don't have a creation story. They ain't got an indigenous home. They ain't got no. Yeah, that's how I know they not really in no tribes or nothing. That's how I know they ain't really in no tribes or nothing. And
I want to know what the Native American what is their true culture? What is their true nature? What
They claim that it was created by the star people. That's what they always say. The star people came down and created us. Well, who are the star people?
They took that from us. They took that from us.
He's coming up. What's up? You got Santana.
The star people, but who are the star people though, man? For real, if you think about it, who are the star people?
Right.
Powwows came from over here. They came from Algonquin over here. It's powwows. That's a Eastern Woodland thing. Creation of powwow. Everybody else just started doing it in their lands.
Culture vultures, man. Culture vultures.
Taylor guy kept bringing up DNA. Or something. Like, I don't know why he bum rushed the stage talking about some DNA pseudo shit when these DNA companies don't even have mainland North American samples, particularly the ones that's associated with the transatlantic slave trade that were sold into slavery and that's absorbed into our bloodlines. So I don't know where this clown is coming off at with this whole, take a DNA test, you could be an African.
That's what they want us to be, African.
Yeah, so yeah. So that's actually why I came up.
Am I muted?
I came up to ask you guys something. Why do the Africans say that we're African Americans, but they won't claim the Hebrews as African at all? So what sense does that make? They say Hebrews are Hebrews, but then they claim us African Americans.
But what's a Hebrew?
As a melanated person.
But that's like a Bible name, ain't it?
No, it's not biblical. It's factual. We don't need the Bible to recognize Hebrew. They in the stone tablets. They all across the hieroglyphs and everything.
I would think it's Kemetic, ain't what I want to say, Kemetic. Get it. What you call that? Kemet.
Atlantic Kemet, right? Exactly. But they would call Kemet is not Israel or the land of Canaan. So
all these are names though, like names like
act like a hyena.
We're all just nature.
Right.
Ultimately, we're just expressions of nature. All these other names and all these all just came after, like.
No, these are actual facts, man. And they will never say that a Hebrew is an African American.
Hebrew.
But they always say
all these words is bywords. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It was just names that was given to us. You know what I'm saying? Just like Black, African American, colored. It's just another name they threw on us, man. Just to knock us off on who we really are, man.
We all manifested through the trees, through the wind, through the lightning, through the water. That's what we came from, you know what I mean? All these other names and titles. All.
Yeah, if you look at it in that perspective, yeah, I do believe that. But there's no reason for them to say that we're from Africa when they don't say the Hebrews are from Africa. Check it. Check them. I'm trying to tell you.
I would say we was everywhere. We was all across the world.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Exactly. We was all across the border. That's what I feel. That's how I feel. We was all across the board.
That's
But-
just like we had a our people had a civilization everywhere. We built cities everywhere that they
Exactly. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about the whole situation.
Just like the Africans came to us for help. We put them over there in Africa.
We made the African civilization.
Yeah, I know. We put them over there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we made the African civilization.
Yeah, we made that civilization over. We just let them take it over.
Yeah. They took it over now.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't understand that. They don't understand it at all. Point blank. And they still would decide against. They would say that so-called Black Americans are from Africa when we're not from Africa. You know what I mean? You guys are from us, or you guys are from the Hebrew Israelites. The whole African continent is subsidized to people that don't originally belong to their land. They won't believe that, bro.
We don't know. They don't understand that Africans are a species too.
Exactly. So they don't even claim if you have an African where they from, they would say Nigeria. They won't say Africa. Yes. Where you from? He'll say Somalia. He'll say Somalia. He won't say Africa. Same thing. Ethiopia. He won't say Africa. Why would they say Africa if Africa is their land? You know why? Because they colonized in that way.
All right. Anybody else want to come up? Feel free to hit the request. You know how big Africa is. Do you know how big America is?
Facts.
America bigger than Africa. What the hell are you talking about?
What's up, Sonya? All right, you guys. What's up, Gutter? We got somebody new on the stage.
What up?
What's going on?
So the question I see is, do American Indians have one look? Right? And that's basically what we're talking about. So everybody I know that's so-called black, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all tell me the same thing. I'm black, but I got some Indian in me. So yeah, everybody I know is supposedly Indians, right? Why? Because we was here first. We was here when they came. There was no slave ships, man. We was the Indians. You know what I'm saying? And we, like we always do, because we nature beings, we love everybody. We took them in and saved them from the cold. And then they did what they did. They took over what we did. You know what I'm saying? So you look at history and you look at there's certain tribes in Africa, in so-called Africa, right? That build walls, they live inside the walls like the Pueblo Indians did. So how does that happen? If we not the Indians and we not from Africa, even if we was from Africa, that still shows that there's a connection somewhere. So yeah, we all do look alike. We got one look, black with long curly hair. And the so-called Indians that we say are so-called Indians, American Indians, mixed in with the $2 Indians, which is why they're so light. You see what I'm saying? See, everybody forget about that $2 Indian movement. There's a whole bunch of white folks pay $2, get inside that Indian compound and get all the benefits, and they was getting the women, and they was knocking them up, making babies. They got lighter and lighter.
It's I mean, well, it's been documented that people became in a range of different looks and phenotypes already when Europeans came over here, from pale to dark, like from the lightest to lights to dark. It's even said that they even said, John Smith said that with Virginia Indians, like they started out light and grew to be different shades of mahogany or brown, Things like that. Yeah, it was 10 dollars. It was 5. I'm trying to. I'm debating how much y'all gonna send me in the comments. It was 5.
So my aspect on the natives is, yeah, they came across the Bering Sea, and they colonized the land that we wasn't. They colonized the lands and settled in the lands that we didn't inherit it because it's a lot of land, and we had our lands, and pretty much we met them. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. That's how I feel that the natives and indigenous people got to be involved with each other.
Yeah,
Because
they came to us.
We didn't
They
call
came
them.
to us for help. They came to us for help, and we helped them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they stuck a boot in our, you know what, you know.
Yeah. Once the colonizers came through,
they sided with them.
Yeah. They had to make a decision. So that's
Thing is though, fam, they didn't come to us for help. We came to them to give them help. Like we always do. We compassionate people. We didn't expect them to turn on us. You see what I'm saying? Just like how think about how everybody in so-called black people are. It don't matter what your complexion is, you come live in the hood, you want us.
Yeah.
Until you cross that line and use the N-word or in a racist act racist, we gonna rock with you. Mexican, Puerto Rican, we accept you.
That was the problem, right?
And that was the problem because nature was trying to destroy it before, and we always do it. Humans always do. We always try to save stuff from nature. If nature says it's time to go, let it go.
Yep.
Look at the dinosaurs. Let it go for a reason.
Nature was tearing them up. Nature was tearing them up left and right, tearing just and we stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
We
As
stopped
we always do.
We had the power to stop it. That's
Just
why
like
what we're going through today.
Just like the Great Revolution. Ain't that what it was? Where overseas, where they had Leonardo da Vinci and all them. Who was teaching them? It was us, the Moors. We came down there and gave them everything. We taught them all this stuff. Taught them how to get rid of the bubonic plague. Gave them alcohol, so-called alcohol. You see what I'm saying? Clean your butt. Get them chickens out your bed. Create a stall for your cows. Stop sleeping in the room with them. You see what I'm saying? We gave them morals and all this stuff, and then they took over us there too. You know what I'm saying? It's just the
Moors should have
naturally
let
do
him
that.
perish, man. The Moors should have let him perish, man. We gave him the Black Plague. Well, that was deliberately done to wipe him out, but the Moors helped him, you know what I'm saying? When we should have just let him perish. The Black Plague, you know what I'm saying? The Black Plague.
Yeah, but
that was an attack.
I heard that the Moors went against us too.
Exactly. They brought these motherfuckers. They know how to navigate the stars using the stars through over the Atlantic Ocean and brought everyone to the Americas after they destroyed the original the original people of Europe who you got the Atlanteans over where you are and the Tartarians are where we was when, you know what I'm saying? My grandma it's deep, man. This shit is deep.
Yeah, the Tartars was true.
One thing you guys are forgetting about is the Masons was architects of everything. Masons
yes,
are
of course.
The Masons are the Moors, right?
No, Masons are not the Moors.
Shrine.
The original Masons. The original Masons are women, though. The women are the original everything. You know what I'm saying? The
created everything that you probably see around, and what they think is Star Trek, Masons building. What you think is the Wall of China, the Masons building. Mm-hmm. So you guys gotta realize that the Masons were here, and they was always here.
Well, It's deeper than
Washington D.C. The Masons building, and they still got a capital. Right, the Masons have a capital.
I got They're the Freemasons, man.
I got a question. I don't mean to be rude.
Freemasons came after the
I got a
Masons.
question right quick. What does that got to do with the topic at hand? Is America a one phenotype or many? Like we going off in left field talking about King Tut and Moors and Hebrews. Can we stick to the topic?
My apologies, because I'm the one that kind of led us off of that, and I apologize. I didn't mean to, but I was just bringing up the fact that how our people, our Indians, us gave in and got taken over, and that led to that. My apologies. Let's get back on topic.
So what was relevant was these individuals that were coming up here trying to question us on our stance on being Indian. And they were trying to put out a picture that America was a so-called red ethno state, Mongol phenotype exclusive continent, when the data says otherwise. It shows Australoid, so-called Black people already being here in the fossil records. And it shows Mongol Asian style Native Americans in the fossil records too. So I don't get where what's his name that was with the Falcon icon was saying, or the guy with the basketball icon was saying, because you have different phenotypical people on all so-called continents, such as Asia. It's not one typical Mongoloid look. You got the Negritos that's in Southeast Asia. You got those Asia. You got those Southern Indian Touchables. Even this clown Taylor that came up here, he was trying to perpetuate that straight hair only exists on these different continents. That's pseudo as hell because these are recessive traits. Right. You got Europeans with nappy hair and wide nostrils. Like, I don't get it. These people don't travel anywhere and they don't do enough research. That's pseudo as hell because these are recessive traits. Right. You got Europeans with nappy hair and wide nostrils. Like, I don't get it. These people don't travel anywhere and they don't do enough research. Indians call ourselves many different names, but they all translate to Indian.
We call hold on. Indian comes from Ojibwe.
Yes.
Ojibwe, like Ojibwe. My ancestors on treaties called themselves Indians.
Okay, thank you. So here's another question. So did your ancestors, or do you know about your ancestors speaking Paleo Hebrew?
No, that Paleo Hebrew shit new.
That's
that's some new shit.
That's some new shit?
Yeah, they spoke Algonquin, Algic. They spoke Muskogee.
Did you see the artifacts that they found in Tennessee and Mississippi that had Paleo Hebrew on them?
Okay.
We don't know about
what
that,
what they got to do with Algonquin? Nothing.
That's a trick of knowledge, big dog, because this is Egypt over here.
Memphis. No, I don't.
Listen. Let me break it down. Let me break it down for you, please. I'm not trying to be. I'm just saying, like,
I've studied this shit enough. What Indian tribes call themselves Egyptians or Phoenicians?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like you calling yourself Egyptian. What I mean, like the type of.
1 second, one mic. If you're gonna call this Egypt, who called it Egypt over here?
No. What I mean by that. I'm not saying the word
outside of America being America. America's America.
No. What I mean by it is the culture of it.
Who
was here before all that. Before all our so-called known, like our culture over here. What is the culture over here?
Culture is Mississippian mound builder culture. Mayan culture. Oh, yeah.
So they was on to something.
That don't mean this is Egypt.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying the glory of it, the things that they was doing here, the type of people that was here was doing great things of that nature of Egypt, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it is Egypt because I don't know that for myself.
Brother was going off into the Atlantis move stuff, and that's not relevant to the topic at hand.
Yeah, I was about to say one mic. Okay, y'all couldn't hear me, but I was about to say I don't rock with that American Egypt shit. Ain't none of us call that shit Egypt here. Not and then
never. Egypt is a Greek word. That's a Greek. That's when the Greeks took over Egypt.
And I wasn't. That's why Egypt. I know the meaning behind it.
The second time is when the Arabs took over Egypt. That's why they're light skinned over there right now. But before then, it was Greek. So we talking about Atlantic Kemet. That's when they called it Kemet. Before anybody that was pale in Egypt. The second time is when it was Greek. Before it was a very long time ago.
Yeah, dig that motherfucker up.
Dang, I was about to Greek Gemini moon.
Yeah, I was about to say. I heard somebody got real upset when I said America was in Egypt. They just dig that. They just dug that shit up not too long ago over
there. So, how far back does the history of your clan go?
Who?
I said, how far back does the history do you know of your people?
Very long time.
Like how far back? Can you give me some like?
How far back can I go back on my tree in the 1400s? And if you want to go archaeology further than that.
Okay, so how was life like? What was type of lifestyle was being lived there? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be on the funny stuff. I'm just curious. Like what type of lifestyle was passed down?
What type of lifestyle was passed down with hunting, using crystals?
Okay.
The way we dance, the way we eat, what we eat, eating, farming. That stuff was passed down. We still do it to this day. We call it cookouts. We call it family reunions. These are our powwows.
Got you.
Welcome back.
Got you. Okay.
And everywhere we was on some advanced technological shit, just like the buildings that they turned into shops, churches, cathedrals, all these shits. They was expressions of the tapestry of our DNA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 3D sort of printed buildings. There was just replicas of what if you was to enter your own. If you was to journey into your own DNA, the own cells in your body, that's what it would look like the temples that you see across the planet. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was on some next shit. He wasn't speaking his language. He wasn't doing the shit. He was doing 9 to 5 jobs and all this shit. Like, you can't even imagine. It's beyond our current comprehension, more than likely.
Apologize. Is there history of us here in America interacting with other countries around the world?
Yeah, it was all one, man. It was all one.
Algonquin went to Europe. Americans went to East Africa. Americans went to all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that. Yeah, I found evidence of that, but I didn't. It's hard to trust.
All these European archaeologists, they're all like, how did these civilizations communicate with each other all this time ago? And they're all asking these same stupid questions. You know what I mean? But it was all one. But these European archaeologists, they're all basing their shit off the Darwinistic timeline, and all these civilizations all being one doesn't make sense to them because they're all on this timeline of evolution, evolving from a monkey, and then everyone come out of Africa and you know what I'm saying? So they're on that timeline, a false timeline.
Yeah. Yo.
So what is the point of all this? That's what I want to know.
You off the land. They want you to focus in on this Illuminati, cultist, Egypt, Hebrew, more stuff, and not focusing on where you at now. What
It's
your
all
bloodline is now.
It's all the process, man. It's part of the process. It is all good. It is all good. To go, this shit wasn't happening. These conversations wasn't happening at all. Not on this level.
That's fact.
But it is all good. You get me?
Because I learned a lot from just being on this live. Because I have families from 3 different tribes that I really know nothing about. They never taught me anything about them, right? So I don't know why they never told me anything about it. I guess it was just the changing of times, and they felt it was irrelevant because I didn't know anything about my history. I don't know anything about my history right now. I just know that I have Indians in my family. I don't have Africans in my family. So I'm not African American. Obviously, I'm from these lands over here. But
are you American African? I'm just being stupid.
I'm not African at all. I don't have no African in my family. As far as I know, I don't have no African on either one of my sides of the family. No African. But I still don't know the tribes. I know they're Indian. My uncle told me his mother was Blackfoot, but he didn't tell me about his father.
What is going on here?
So you know what I mean? I know my grandfather was
Man, we don't care about your history. What the fuck are you what are you talking about? What's going on?
I'm just here. I'm just vibing, bro.
I could go all day about my lineage. I don't give a fuck. I'm sure nobody else cares about. I'm European, I'm German, Welsh, doesn't matter.
Right.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
up here?
Who's this?
What are you fucking talking about? That's what I'm.
One
This
second.
is white. Yeah, this is white.
Hold on. What's 1 second? God damn, 1 second. I'm trying to get control of the stage, dude.
Sorry.
So where are you from, sir?
I reside in South Carolina at the moment.
Where your family from?
My family is all over. Massachusetts mainly.
Where your parents from? Where your grandparents from?
Massachusetts.
Where your grandparents from?
Massachusetts.
Where your great grandparents from?
Shoot, I would say Ireland and Welsh. They're from yeah.
When did your family get here?
I would have to say at least a century and a half ago.
A century and so what does this conversation got to do with you?
Do American Indians? Well, I am Abenaki.
You're Abenaki. You just said you're from Ireland.
No. Well, my history is from, yes, but I am one. I think it's a 1/8. It's not a whole lot, but I'm like 1/8 Abenaki.
1/8 Abenaki.
I know, but I grew up in the history of it, so it's okay.
So it's okay. So you only got one grandparent that's Abenaki.
Yes.
And you're mostly European.
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch Kid.
So now that we're past all my history, who cares? Well, let me ask you, dude. Just out of curiosity.
Why shouldn't people care about their family history?
Exactly.
Why shouldn't they?
Oh, why shouldn't they? Well, I believe in family history. I believe in all of it. Yes.
That's what we're talking about here.
And I get that. Can I ask you just really quick, like, what is your ancestry?
I'm from America. Most of my ancestors are from America.
No. Just like, I mean, you have, you know what I'm saying? You're not American. I'm saying, like, what is
I am American. What are you talking about?
Dude, I'm American too. Full-blooded, red.
No, you're not.
Absolutely. Look at my page, dude. I bleed red. I bleed red.
You're mostly of European descent. You're not.
I bleed red as an American. I'm asking you, what is your ethnicity?
What are we talking about?
Yes.
He's talking about the U.S. of A.
Dude, you are not yes, you're an American, but goddamn, you have history.
I have more indigenous ancestors than you do, sir.
Oh, well, now that that's confirmed, just name 2 of them. Fuck it.
Chief Powhatan. How about that? Turkey Tayoc.
Turkey Tayoc?
Yes.
What the hell is that?
Chief Turkey. That's what it means.
You mean the HNIC?
HNIC.
Yes. Are you too young to understand that?
Yeah, dude, I told you an indigenous name, Turkey Tayoc.
Do you know what HNIC is? Come on, man.
So you just trolling, huh?
I mean, I must be at this point if he doesn't know that.
Like, dude.
I mean, you obviously ain't reading the thing behind his head right there.
What?
We don't care nothing about nothing what you talking about.
Man, I give a
Like,
fuck
for
about
real.
America. That's what I give a fuck about.
I mean, your symbol, yeah.
America don't care about you.
So why you wear?
I know it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm the
We're
HNIC though,
winning at
bro.
this point.
Hold on, sir. When you going back to Germany? When you going back to
Yes.
Ireland? When are you going back to Ireland?
So you are of German descent.
No, I'm asking you. When are you going back to Ireland?
Oh, I'm not.
So what? So why are you talking about America? Why you say you hate America then, or not give a fuck?
I
about
don't.
America?
I love America. I keep
You say
saying
you don't
that.
give a fuck about America then. So why you not in Ireland?
Why am I not in Ireland? Because I do give a fuck about America. Do you understand what you're
said
even
you
saying?
don't give a fuck about America. So why aren't
I
you in
love
Ireland?
America. I've said it numerous times. What are you talking about?
Have you hit your head or something tonight?
Sir, I'm going to leave only because I think you're incompetent.
You're
And
incompetent.
it's okay.
You're an Irish tether.
It's okay.
You're incompetent, sir.
That
Yeah,
boy got
so-
he got the spells down packed, don't he? Incompetent.
That's why
you don't go find a pub to go drink at and leave us without, bro.
What he thought this was? Man, that's cool though. Cause see, that shows you right there, man. There's a force against us coming together like this, man. Like for real. And it's deeper than just whatever the hell you believe in. I don't care what you believe in. It is what it is, bro. There's something always trying.
They think they got to be in on everything. If they're not in on everything, they feel left out.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
That's facts. Yeah.
And when they feel left out, that's when they start causing trouble because they want to be in the in crowd so bad.
Yeah.
They don't want to give us, but that's by design, though, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I know that's by design, bro. They designed to be that way too, and they don't even know. that shit.
I got a few native words for you, Jay.
And all the information they have is false.
They can only follow the leader. That's all they can do. They program to do. They program.
I appreciate, hey, bro.
I got you, Jay. Ish Keesh Mataka.
Hey, David, I respect you, bro, on another level, fam. You handle that with real curriculum the way you're supposed to, man. Like, for real. I don't know the word I was supposed to say there, but shit, you know what I mean.
What's up, man? I appreciate it. But yeah, I told you, Jay, Ish Keesh Mataka. That came off uncultured. It came off uncultured because I told you to kiss my ass. That's why.
And anybody on the panel, I guess they can answer. I've been looking at some stuff about, I think it's called Olmec statues of Africans that migrated to the Americas way before the Europeans. Like, do you know anything about that?
Olmec statues.
Could you expound on it?
What's that expound about? Yeah,
because
Ram, do you
it
really
says
think so?
American Indians have one look, and so if the Africans were here,
American Indians have one look. They're not African.
No, I would say no.
Oh, he asked if they were African. Why aren't there any Olmec heads in Africa? If they're African, why do they get sent to Ethiopia?
Well, that's my brother. That's who they were trying to,
That is a big question right there.
That's my brother.
That's one.
He's 100% Indian.
Huh? There's too many people trying to talk. One mic.
That's my brother. He's from Mexico, 100% Indian.
What tribe?
Man.
What tribe
He's
you
from
from?
he's from Veracruz, where the Olmec are from. Look how he looks.
Veracruz, where you said your brother Olmec.
Well, that's where they're from. Me, my dad's from somewhere else. We have different.
Your dad is from somewhere. Where your dad from?
He's from the Yucatan, fool.
From the Yucatan. What's your tribe?
Me, I'm mine, fool. Yucatec.
Yucatec. You 100% Yucatec?
No, I'm half. My dad's kind of European. Yeah.
Man,
where your mom from?
Oh, Yucatan.
So you have Yucatec.
Yes.
What's the other half?
It's comprised of different things.
What's the different things?
European and also African.
European and African. What tribe in Africa?
Angolan, Nigerian, Senegalese, stuff like that.
God damn, we got all West African up in you, huh? What's up, Earth Speaks? What's up, Joe Hoskins?
It ain't nothing but $5.
Especially Superman.
Because that name don't even compute. So
man, Senegalese. This
I know y'all be making up these tribes. I know that much. Boy.
You talking about a DNA test. I know what he was talking about already. I already knew he was talking about the DNA test. How much percentage you get back of West African in your DNA?
4.6.
4.6. Oh, how much European you get?
39%.
39%.
How much monkey DNA?
I don't want to know that.
Yeah, you got some animal DNA.
You got 40%. So, how much Asian DNA you get?
Oh, 0.5 East Asian.
0.5 East Asian. What you use? What test do you use?
23andMe.
23andMe. Oh, that's something that's about to go bankrupt.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, telling the truth isn't the path to riches. You all know that.
Telling the truth isn't the path to riches. Yeah, I guess. What's the oldest ancestor you found with a DNA test? How far they go back?
Fuck, fool. So, on my European side, it goes to like Napoleon, and we have a common ancestor about 20,000 years ago. That's like haplogroups.
No.
What's your haplogroup?
EL29.
EL29. All right, cool. How far your family tree go back?
Fuck.
Yeah, I know, right?
Keeps going, fool.
You said what?
Just keeps going. Like, I'm not really related to anybody super important that I know.
How far? What? Give me a year. Where you stop at in your family tree?
Oh, it goes to the BC Americas.
BC Americas. What's their name?
100.
That person.
Naya, or what was it? I forgot. It was my maternal haplogroup.
Yo, maternal. What's the name of that for first and last name? He said it just keeps going.
Hold up.
What year was your second grandparents born?
My second dads were like fucking 100 years old in 98.
In 98, so they was born in 1898.
Yep.
What year were their parents born?
I don't know. They're like ancient.
Man, you can't even tell me that? Damn, my second great grandparents. I can tell you what my second great grandparents were born.
Wish I could.
That's crazy. I can tell you. Hold on one second. 1887, 1886, 1884, 1902, 1900, 1905, 1914, 1866, 1867, 1868, 1870, 1858, 1871, and 1874. God damn. No, he dropped. Oh shit. He dropped.
He was a troll.
No, he wasn't a troll. He showed his DNA integrity. He gave us some insights on his genealogy.
Yeah, that $5 Indian stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's just that 23andMe or any of these DNA companies, they don't have a lot of American Indian genetics in their database. They only go off of like some things like Mexicans or Alaska natives. They don't have any United States Indian tribes.
That's the whole thing.
Because
we don't even have samples of North Americans.
Yeah.
Right.
So who would
And how
y'all
they
use?
assign like Black Americans genetics, especially when it comes to Indian genetics, they assign it as an Africa diaspora community.
And Africans it's only 2% of African DNA in the Genome Project.
Mm-hmm. And it's mostly like Rick Kittles collecting random samples from Africa and then giving Black folks a white Y chromosome DNA test and saying that they're not Black at all.
DNA only works unless they have the ancestors.
So how can you who can you use for a DNA test to find out your true lineage?
They're not digging up bodies to get DNA.
I've seen people give it to their dog and then send it off, and then it starts saying, yeah, they're African and European, and they give them dog spit. So that shit ain't real, man.
Dude,
That shit
what's her name? The Native American genomic science, Kim Tallbear. She docks that whole entire Native American DNA studies because people were sending in dog DNA to get tribal enrollment, and it came back as Native American genetics.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's all fake. DNA is not real.
They be doing some weird stuff.
It's real when it comes to catching criminals. It's real when it counts your 8 generations, but going back into even in the BCE, it's just entertainment purposes because you're not really related to those people. The further back you go, you lose like most of your genetics, and you only just get like a fraction of genetics going back. Like, for example, for example, you got 50% of your parents and grandparents' genetics. You get 25% from your great-great-grandparent, from your great-grandparent, not great-great. From your great-great-grandparent, you only get 15%, and it shrinks the further back in the generations you go. Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't even descend from most of your ancestors going back in the timeline. Mm-hmm. The only place that you can find out and trace yourself to an actual ancestor in the colonial or the early antebellum is through records that they have in these genealogical databases. It's not through DNA. Well, I land my plane right there.
Okay. There's no DNA. They got to dig those bodies up to get the DNA. They're not doing that.
Everybody be turned over.
You really think they want you to know about yourself?
On the land that they stole?
Right. They don't want you to know about yourself, man. I never trusted them.
Especially if it's dealing with you getting reparations, because the main people that they shove down your throat, like Skip Gates and Rick Kittles, they are reparations denialists. You got Rick Kittles making an article saying that Black reparations denialists. You got Rick Kittles making an article saying folks, his ass was over here trying to mock Black Americans wanting our reparations from Native Americans, the casino money, and they came out with like a documentary about them American Mongol style natives out of tribes over there claims it's over casino money. But what Rick Kittles or most Afrocentrics don't even know that Black Americans have our own casinos that we ran that many Black folks didn't support, like the Green Track County Casino in Alabama, where Senator Scott Beeson went up in there under FBI wiretap talking to Benjamin Lewis, calling Black folks Indians. That's y'all Indians. He corrected the man and said they're Aborigines, and he was made to apologize by his little handlers. You also got Majestic Star in Gary, Indiana. And you also got the Pequot, Mashantucket Foxwoods up there in Massachusetts, I think. They had black folks running that casino where Donald Trump himself was over here complaining, saying that, oh, those black people over there, they don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians. Joking, kikiing with Don Iman, saying, those Indians over there, they look like Michael Jordan.
I thought he was talking about the white looking ones.
No, he was talking about niggas.
That's tough.
Yeah, and many of these people that's up in the north where Darvin is, they're black folks. Many of the indigenous representation are black Americans or biracial looking niggas that are bleached out. And they're not really Fed recognized, they're state recognized.
That's deep.
Okay. That would be not crayons. Okay. Oh, yeah, Patsy in here. Yeah, come on up. Cause y'all like talking shit in the comments, on my comments, also on my panel, and tell me how you feel about me.
You one of the few lives I see on this end though.
Chief Natural just got off. He usually has a lot of people in his life, and you know they shadow ban a lot of people too. So on this side as well.
People do.
Yep. But yeah, let me see. Who else in here? If anybody wants to come up, feel free. Anybody wants to come up, hit the request button. The American Indians have one look. Castillo doesn't want to
And
come.
how can they say there's one look when it was known to be 500 nations?
Shit, more than that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
just on the records that they talking about.
Right.
The colonial records say that many of the indigenous people had a Negroid phenotype.
Yeah.
Especially coming from like missions when they come over here, and Spaniard missions colonizing different parts of the Americas, particularly South America and the Caribbean. And when they came up to the North America, you had Spaniard colonists like Ponce de Leon, William Penn, and all of them describing indigenous Americans with your melanin skin,
And the documentation is
hair. Here in Spaniard missions, when they came up to the William Penn and all of them describing indigenous American times, them using this whole full blood standard and blood quantum. That shit is eugenic pseudoscience by white supremacists trying to incorporate their own mestizo, white Asian looking Native Americans in as a chief, control tribal benefits and stuff like that. That's where you get these reservations from white supremacists and these secret societies such as the Ku Klux Klan. Albert Pike, you had people like Thomas Jefferson and all them making deals trying to create this Pan-African ideology with Absalom Jones and Richard Allen and all those different free Negroes that were supposedly ex-slaves or people that were never enslaved at all during that time period that they were taking under their wing and trying to convince newly freed slaves that they should immigrate to a place in Liberia and Sierra Leone.
I'll insert yourself in the United States. We're talking about the United States of America and our indigeneity here. And here you come trying to insert Mexico in it. We're not talking about y'all. That's the problem.
So is Mexico? So Mexico isn't included as part of America.
It is a part of America, but many of those people have more African genetics than we do because that's where the bulk of the transatlantic slave trade that took Africans towards. It didn't come towards the U.S. We only received a tiny fraction of it.
Name 5 tribes east of the Mississippi, Apache, that's not a part of the 5 civilized tribes. Name 5. Because that's your people.
Apache, we waiting. You can hit the request button.
No, it doesn't. Mississippi comes from Algonquin. Stop it.
This dude mixing the dope, bro.
Like, come on. Comes from Algonquin.
Apache KOA, bring your ass up on the panel.
And the last stuff got reclassified. So it don't even have its original look.
Alaska's a fucking Russian name. What are you talking about?
He mixing the dope, bro. He over here clumping Nahuatl with Algonquin language and Muskogee language and all that silly shit, bro.
Yeah,
come up on the panel with that and he can clock her shit.
Mississippi comes like it's literally a tribe, Mississauga. That's in the Great Lakes region. It's Algonquin. That's where Mississippi comes from. Right? What are you talking about?
So, what part of the country is your ancestors from? I'm trying to, you know, I don't know much about my own history. So
you asking me all these questions. Where you from?
No, I don't know much about my people.
Well,
that's why I'm curious about the history, because I know what I do know is that I am so-called Black. I have so-called Indian in me, and that's all I know.
Where you from?
You know what I'm saying? I'm a military brat, so I was moved around the world. I was born in Germany, but my family's from Alabama. My grandmama, she on my mama's side, she looked like what we call so-called Indians.
It should be. You should have records. It should be records on all that.
But I don't know how to get that.
Do you know your family surnames?
Yes.
Then it's not hard to find. All you got to go to is the state that your family came from, figure out what those people were doing at that time, where did they live, research the indigenous groups that lived there at the time. Maybe they came from there, or maybe they were transported elsewhere within the Americas. Maybe they might have came from the Caribbean because they were selling our people back and forth from the mainland United States to the Caribbean, or maybe they shipped them up and down the Mississippi River from up north. You might not know, but just trace your family surnames. Don't go off with some Heru, El Bay, all this Ma'at, Hotep stuff. Look at your family stuff.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because
if they didn't accept the Indian Removal Act and move to Oklahoma, if they from the Five Silver Flying Tribe in the Southeast, they were reclassified as mulatto or something else. So they are just considered as Americans. They can get lost in paperwork if they did not move to the tribe. And a lot of Choctaws, a lot of Alabama Indians, a lot of Homer, a lot of Natchez, a lot of Southeast Indians didn't go to Oklahoma. Matter of fact, the ones that went, Google them and see you see the ones that went. That was new land opportunity, but we had ancestors buried in the mounds, so we're not leaving our mountains. We still where we are. I'm from Mississippi.
Okay.
But yeah, if you don't know, listen. I got, like I said, I got one ancestor that I do have a tribal card because I got an ancestor that's from the Creek Nation, but all my ancestors are indigenous to the United States, so they predate the country. That's my definition is that this is the United States. This is one constitution. We are under that constitution. If we didn't join one of these new tribes, these new nations, the nation that was allowed to exist on reservations, then we are just Americans. Now, what type of Americans are we? Do we have any immigrants in our DNA, in our genealogy? We do not. We predate the country. So right there, that's what I believe everybody is trying to say. That said, not everybody, but this new movement. That's what they're trying to say. People, Black people as a whole, are indigenous. We are not immigrants. That's what they're trying to say. But us that know better know that we do have
it's a difference between Indians and black people. All of them predate the country, but some of them was over here way before the majority of Africans was over here. That's just the truth. I don't know what this new stuff is.
I'm gonna shut this down. I'm about to shut this down, y'all.